If you're a fight fan, you must check out Tatsuro Taira in the UFC. He is now on a 23-fight undefeated streak. 14-0 as a professional. He's also racked up 9 wins as an amateur. He's finished 8 of his 10 opponents in Shooto, Japan, before making his debut for the Ultimate Fighting Championship in the biggest organization in the world. Tatsuro has the respect of everybody. He has never been under a -260 favorite throughout his entire career. He showed off his well-rounded skill set in his UFC debut, pressuring his opponent for 5 takedown attempts into the first round. He outstruck Carlos Candelario 57-9 with an explosive knockdown in the second round. And you pair that with his 7 minutes of control time on way to a unanimous decision victory, you could see how well-rounded. He actually prefers the grappling area. He prefers to submit his opponents, and we got to see that in his next fight. Taira was able to throw around an overweight CJ Vergara, who missed weight coming in, for over a round and a half before landing an armbar submission, his first in the UFC. He then followed that up with his first round submission win in the UFC against Jesus Aguilar, who came out of a cannon to begin the fight. Tatsuro outlasted the arm endurance on a guillotine attempt from Jesus Aguilar, and he was able to control top position, transition into an arm triangle choke, and then he used the arm triangle to find an arm and submitted his opponent via armbar at the end of the first round. And this would be, again, his 7th submission win on his very early career. Born in 2000, he is still only 22 years old, a very young martial artist with a huge ceiling in the UFC. He is very relentless when he shoots takedowns, and it's not the initial explosion that you need to be worried about. It's his ability to transition through positions on a takedown attempt, going from maybe a single leg to a double leg, pushing him against the fence to a body lock, and then to an inside or outside trip to take his opponents down. He was able to take down each and every one of his opponents. He's outcontrolled his opponents 26 minutes to 5 throughout his UFC career so far, and he has shown the dominance that he showed in Shooto, Japan on his regional career. However, in his most recent fight, he would take on Edgar Cháirez, and Tatsuro would get his first taste of an authentic UFC audience opposed to the smaller Apex crowd, and at the time still the 10th youngest fighter on the entire UFC roster. At -740, that was still not a deterrent for any better out there. The crowd was in favor of his opponent. Taira got caught and dropped early on in the first round. Cháirez, chasing a guillotine, however, gave up much of his advantage, allowing Taira to get a top position. And once Tatsuro gets a top control position, it is very, very hard to get him off, and we got to see that play out throughout the whole first round. And the end of the first round in this fight was actually the hilarious exchange between Tatsuro Taira and Herb Dean, where Tatsuro was trying to adjust his elbow striking form because he was close to getting disqualified for the infamous John Jones 12-6 elbow. But nonetheless, we moved on to the second round. Cháirez would again chase a guillotine attempt, and Tatsuro would make him pay, taking him down and holding him down for the entire second round. And then in the third round, Tatsuro would land a takedown, this time just using his strength, muscling Cháirez to the mat. But just as we thought Taira would breeze again to another unanimous decision victory, he faced a significant scare at the very end of the third round when Cháirez was chasing again a guillotine choke, and it looked to be seconds from Taira either tapping out or passing out before he was saved by the bell and still earned himself a unanimous decision win and kept his undefeated streak intact. But this was a scary spot for anybody who's a Taira fan. But let me know how far you think Tatsuro Taira can go in the UFC. His skills translate well to the record book and to the stat sheet, so I think he can do big things. But let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.